Well, welcome along once again to Game of the Week, and what a belter we've got in store on Thursday night at the Totally Wicked Stadium as the champions welcome the league leaders, the Catalan Dragons, to the Totally Wicked. An outstanding game in prospect here. Both of these two sides are in great form. Saints, 6 wins out of the last 7. Catalan, 7 wins out of the last 8. Everybody was surprised at the weekend when the Huddersfield Giants turned over the Dragons in Perpignan, 22 points to 14. Saints, of course, coming into this one on the back of a great win at the Halliwell Jones Stadium against the Warrington Wolves. Saints just 4 points behind the Dragons now in top spot. And if they was to win this, that would, of course, reduce to 2 with a game in hand. But as they found out in Perpignan, that will not be easy. It's round 11 in Super League and the Catalan Dragons welcome St Helens. Neither team in great form. Catalan are currently on a 3-game losing streak going into this game. As for St Helens, they welcome back Alex Walmsley. They have only recorded 4 wins in 9 games. Who'd have thought that? What a game this was going to be in Perpignan.
It's been a thrilling start. Can Saint put points on the board through Walmsley? They can, you know. The first attack. And they come up with the first points. Walmsley with the first try. Saints hit the front in Perpignan. Saints, one attack, one try. Here's the numbers out on the far side. Davis goes to the corner. Davis is stopped short. What a tackle.
Catalan are putting these passes, is the very lateral. Their angles aren't going back against the grain, ripping inside shoulders of defenders off. They're going towards outside shoulders, and the way that Saints defend.
Bell inside for Hurrell, looking for a way through. Brilliant offload for Wellesby. What a try from St Helens. 2 attacks, 2 tries. But what about that from Conrad Hurrell?
The big man stepping, skipping, going towards a tired defender. I think it's Bousquet who's in the line, and I bet the coach, Steve McNamara, who was desperately trying to get Takiari.
What a win that would be for Andy Last in front at Lee, and the leaders, well, they will be the leaders if they win tonight. Warrington 12-0 up against Wakefield. They're all 8 o'clock kickoffs, and Morg away with the inside pass. He's got support. He's not going to need support. Arthur Morg with a fabulous try for the Catalan Dragons. Morg, here's Whitley. Lomax and Hurrell with the tackle.
There's a penalty there, Stuart. There's a player taken out, and it looks like backchat and sin bin is the consequence of a lack of discipline. How many times in 2023 have we talked about a lack of discipline?
Occasions, Barry.
I was too tired to talk to anybody.
Oh, there's a short pass out, and it's going to be a try on debut for Matt Ikevalu.
Hard work is done. With the amount of options, runners and genuine ball threats that the Dragons have here, it looks like they have 3, 4, 5 men.
The piece at Warrington. Big hit on Wellesby.
Let's see whether Liam Moore.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Well, it's a sin bin for Takayahu. You don't see James Roby miss too many tackles for sure. Pearce gets the kick away. Dropped under pressure by Wellesby and then dropped by Garcia, but I think it'll be the first knock on, and the Catalan Dragons will get the ball back. 2 spot. Kieran, the Australian, to give the Dragons the lead. Garcia wanted to play the ball quickly. Ikevalu with the run. Long pass out there. Johnston, can he find a way? And Ritson was superb defending there from T. Ritson. Here is Pearce. Arthur Morg. Chance for Davis in the corner. And it was quick hands. And it looks like a try. Should be a simple decision.
Well, it's gone up as a try. You can see the touch judge in perfect position. It's gorgeous skill, isn't it, from Ikevalu, who catches and passes, releases the winger. Tom Davis has done that 1,000 times during the games. under the bright lights. In that defence to complement it, and the Paul Wellens way is just not quite there yet.
Tompkins, the line is open. The line is open for Tom Davies. Now the video ref is going to have a look here. I think he's going to check the onside, offside. But it looks like it's a try on the field.
A pretty established route that they take. Tompkins, that angle at that width isn't going to tell us the story, I don't think. Tom Davies is quick, but is he that quick?
Johnny Lomax there is complaining to the referee, Liam Moore.
Not even the sensational return of Alex Walmsley with some big numbers in this one could get St Helens to win. After 2 tries against the runner play in that first half, Catalan absolutely dominated. A fantastic debut from Matt Ikevalu. Another great signing for Steve McNamara. Catalan Dragons 24, St Helens 12. So an absolutely fantastic win there for the Catalan Dragons. That, of course, the start of their 7-game winning streak. Some superb rugby from Catalan on the night. They really did dominate this game against St Helens. The 2 tries from Saints in the first 20 minutes, very much against the run of play. And then Catalan really did let loose. When was the last time you saw St Helens miss 48 tackles in a game? Catalan were white hot on the night. Some great play from Matt Ikevalu on his debut for the Catalan Dragons. Another astute signing there, as we've already said, by Steve McNamara. But all in all, a really good win, this one, for Catalan. Of course, they would go on to go right to the summit of Super League with that kick-starting that 7-game winning streak. In the last 5, you can see both teams have won 4, lost 1. The last 5 head-to-heads, well, the last 2 occasions, it's been all Catalan with 2 wins on the bounce. Prior to that, of course, Saints did a double on the Catalan Dragons. The league positions, 1st and 3rd, which we've already said. Look at the scores. Average points scored. Well, Catalan this year, up to now, have had the best attack. They are ranked number 1 for tries in Super League. But the defence has to go with St Helens, as you can see there, 14.4 average to 17. The players in form, I don't think anybody would deny that Johnny Lomax is in fantastic form for the champions. And Tom Davies, who in the last 2 games has had a brace in both and will be looking to do so yet again in this game on Thursday. The odds, well, the bookies see it for the champions at 4-11 on, 23-10 for the Catalan Dragons. This is why Johnny Lomax is the man in form. Played all 17 games for St Helens this year. Won 11 of those, of course. 7 tries and 15 assists. Absolutely brilliant from him. 30 tackles, 6 clean breaks. He averages 4.6 metres a game. And perhaps Johnny Lomax's best 2 performances this season have come against Warrington, where he really has controlled the games. The one that really stood out was at the Totally Wicked Stadium, when on the evening, if you remember, Saints did field a very young side, and Lomax, with his experience, marshalled the team superbly well. He was on the score sheet. He had an assist that night. He was brilliant. As for the Catalan Dragons, Tom Davies played 14, won 10 and scored 10 tries. 10 tries in 14 games. He has been overshadowed this season, of course, by Tom Johnston on the other wing, but in the last 2 games, you have seen the Catalan Dragons favour the right edge as opposed to the left edge. So, which way are they going to come? That's the question that St Helens, the little riddle, shall we say, that St Helens have got to consider going into this game. But there's no doubt that Tom Davies is having a really good return in 2023. And both the left and the right edge are very, very potent indeed for the Catalan Dragons. Let's take a look at the teams now in a bit more detail. As we've already said, Catalan are the highest try scorers in Super League, 83-64. The average meters per carry, very, very close between the 2 sides. Tackle buffs, well, again, the Catalan Dragons first in Super League for those. Clean breaks also go the way of the Dragons. Offloads, more to Saints. We have to remember Saints have played 1 game less in these statistics than the Catalan Dragons. So the fact that they're ahead on offload there, they'd probably be further ahead had that game been taken into account. Tackles, well, more tackles have been made by the Catalan Dragons. But again, we've got to take into account that extra game. Errors, very, very close indeed. Penalties, extremely close. And look at the indiscipline. Ben, both sides this year have had a card or 2. And in games like this, those can really pinch. So who have been the top performers for St Helens and Catalan Dragons this year? Only one way to find out. Here they come. Some incredible numbers there for both sides, and that graphic clearly shows the importance of both Tom Johnston and Jack Welsby to their respective sides going into this game. Now, here at Super League Raw, we appreciate that the forwards lay the platform for the backs to do their thing, and this is a game where two very strong packs indeed are about to collide. So let's take a look at how the packs of both St Helens and Catalan have fared this season. All of these stats are average per game. Alex Wormsley, 127 metres per game, 15 carries, 8.4. As you can see there, Matty Lee, 71.4, and Ignatius Parsi, 82.8. Collectively, that means that these three forwards make, on average, 281 metres per game for their sides, at an average carry of 7.8. So how did Catalan compare with that? Well, not too bad at all. Julien Busquet, 98.5 metres. Mike McMeekin, who has been playing predominantly at prop forward this season for the Dragons, 103 metres. And Romain Neverett, 87 metres. But the Catalan Dragons, when you take into account their carries, on average make 7 more metres per game than St Helens. Interestingly, when these two teams met in Perpignan in round number 11, the Catalan Dragons forwards made 309 metres to St Helens 249. And of course, we know which way that game went. The forwards are going to be absolutely critical so that the backs can really set the game alight. We've already said that Johnny Lomax is one to watch already. We know that Sam Tompkins is back for this game on Thursday night. But this particular battle is very interesting. The master and the apprentice, experience against youth. Lewis Dodd against the returning Mitchell Pearce. This one is going to be very interesting to watch indeed. Pearce hasn't featured much this season for the Catalan Dragons, only 6 appearances, but those statistics are incredibly impressive, aren't they? Only 6 games, 1 try, 8 assists for Pearce. Absolutely outstanding. 7 tackle busts, as you can see there. He's a real quality player, is Mitchell Pearce. And certainly one thing that St Helens will be hoping, it's not the Mitchell Pearce that turned up at Magic Round to play the Wigan Warriors, because, of course, if you remember, he was absolutely brilliant on that day. Lewis Dodd has had great games throughout the season. He does go a little bit hot and cold, but in his 17 appearances, you can see there, 10 tries have gone through his hands directly, which is a very fine return indeed. We know he's got a decent kicking game as well. The forwards need to lay the platform so that these two in particular, as well as Johnny Lomax and Sam Tompkins, can do their things in the halves. Both of the two coaches think it's going to be a really good game on Thursday night. So let's now check in with Steve McNamara. But first, Paul Wellens.
Impressed by them. Obviously, they're a very competitive team. I've been for a number of years now. Obviously got a lot of quality throughout the team as well, and a good blend of experience and youth. So very well put together team. Obviously, I've known Steve Mack a while. He's an excellent coach, very diligent in the way he goes about his preparation. And I think that's a reflection of their performances. Players like Mitchell Pearce, like Tyrone May, like obviously Sam Tompkins, who's been doing it for year on year for a long time now. So they got players that can hear you. You just mentioned Adam Kieran there, the season that he's having also. So yeah, I think what you see in Catalan is a well balanced side. We've got some decisions to make there, and obviously Curtis Siren's working his way back from injury. We need to make a decision on Wednesday morning whether Curtis plays or not. But we'll obviously make that then. But yeah, it's we're in a position where we could potentially name the same 17. Yeah.
We've got no time really. It's a short preparation time, a recovery into preparation into a travel. So yeah, it's probably what we need. Don't need too much time to dwell on what happened at the weekend and wait for the next game, and it's ideal for us. On being fresh, energised, together, connected with each other, like we have been majority of the season. But we were a long way off at the weekend against Huddersfield. Credit to Huddersfield, they came and played very well against us, but we were disappointed with our performance. It's been a long time since we felt that way after a game, and we look forward to the next challenge, which is clearly a really interesting, exciting one for us at St Helens. It's the games that you all want to be involved in, and yeah, for us it's probably more overcoming the disappointment of last week and underperforming in that game, but the excitement on the horizon of playing against a very good team at their ground on a Thursday night. They went to Australia and won a World Club Challenge. Obviously affected the start of the season slightly, but they've been consistent for a number of years. Their selections, the people in the key positions are there, and they're having a good season again.
We're certainly not sat here now, and I'm not talking to the players about finishing top spot. What I'm talking to them about is getting a performance for Catalan on the weekend, and if we can string some performances together and get consistent with the way that we go about our business, then we'll naturally climb the table. That's what we've done in recent years, but what we've got to understand as a team and as a club is that requires a lot of hard work and a lot of effort, and that's the basic fundamentals of what's made us successful in the past is working hard for each other, and we need to continue to do that.
So both coaches expect a really good game, showing each other absolute respect. So how did we think this game was going to go was discussed on Tuesday night on Super League Raw Weekly. So now let's check in with what Greg and myself had to say about this game. Round number 19, it had to be first against third. I can't believe I'm saying this. Who would have thought that St Helens were in with a shout of winning the League Leaders Shield 7 weeks ago? But unbelievably, Saints are on a great run of form. They're bringing it back. And yeah, this is going to be, well, I think it's going to tell us a lot about both teams. This is going to tell us a lot about both sides, one way or the other.
I agree. Yeah.
Curtis Siren's back is expected. Dan Norman in contention and returned from his 2-week loan at Lee. Lewis Baxter and T. Ritson out of the squad. Let's take a look at the squads. There they come. As for Steve McNamara, they were without Mitchell Pearce. They were out without Mitchell Pearce and Sam Tompkins last week. They are back. But bad news for the Catalan Dragons. Artur Morg out. That's a massive blow.
Huge
for the
blow.
Dragons going into this one.
Huge blow. I mean, Tompkins will probably slot into that role, but
yeah,
the way Morg has been playing this season,
yeah,
that for me is the game changer as far as I'm concerned. That gives Saints a massive advantage. Yeah, I mean the packs are quite evenly matched, I think. But I think Davis and Kieran might be useful, but I think the Morg is the big one as far as I'm concerned.
It's a big blow. What I would say on this though, Challenge Cup. Saints have got the Challenge Cup semi-final the week after. Does that have a bearing on this result? Could that play into Catalan's hands a little bit?
It's a good question, but I think this is Saints, and judging by the squad they've got there, they are going to, unless they kind of pick from the higher end of the squad. I think Saints will want a strong performance going into the semi-final.
So where are you going, mate?
I am going with Saints, and I'm going 9-17 Saints.
Yeah, you're going along with Mr. Schofield on that occasion then.
Yeah, I think they've just, there's been some great games, and Catalan have won occasionally at Saints in the past, but I just Saints are on a roll. Saints have got that mindset now that takes teams to grand finals and to Challenge Cup finals, I think. So I'm going Saints 9-17.
Yeah, I'm going the same. The fans forum see it a bit closer. They're going Saints 1-8, but everybody going the way of St. Helens. In the chat live this evening, a lot of love for Saints. Steph Sales sees it Saints by 60. I think he's having a bit of a play there. Ryan Birch, Saints 9-17. Has anybody gone Catalan? No, nobody's gone Catalan. Everybody.
So that'd be Catalan by 18. Plus
we'll all be wrong. We'll all be wrong. So everybody suggesting that this is going to be a home win for St. Helens. Let's take a look at the two squads. It would be expected with the likes of Ritson out and no Makinson at Pawati, and Benison will be on the wings for the Saints. Hurrell, of course, in the centre with Percival. The rest of the team pretty much picks itself. Sivanen may or may not play. If he doesn't, Bell more than likely will be in second row for St. Helens, and they will pick a pretty decent bench as well. The big question is who's playing fullback for the Catalan Dragons. Greg there in Super League Raw Weekly saying it could be Tompkins. It could be a number of players. Tyrone May has played there in his career, so too Tom Derris. I personally think they will go the way of May. I think they'll keep Sam Tompkins in the halves. I don't think he's got the legs anymore to play at full back. So don't be surprised if Tyrone May, he slots in at full back with Tompkins and Mitchell Pearce in the halves. Adam Kieran and more than likely Ikavalu will be in the centres. Both packs really, really good. But then again, look at the bottom there. Number 31, Tanguy Zenon played really well at Hull KR on loan. Could he return? Could he play at full back? Well, that is going to be a huge decision for Steve McNamara ahead of this game on Thursday night. One thing's for certain, it's going to be an absolute belter. It's a massive loss that there is no Artur Morg. He had one of his best games for Catalan this year against Saints in Perpignan. Saints will be very relieved that Mr. Morg is not available for selection in this one. It could go either way. We said Saints have got one eye on that semi-final against the Lee Leopards next weekend. Could that have a bearing? There's just so many key and interesting battles right across the park. It could go any way. It really is going to be a sensational game of rugby league. Strap yourselves in and get ready for what will be an epic game. To catch up on all of our content, why not subscribe today to our YouTube channel, Super League Raw. Also join us on Facebook, the Super League Raw Fans Forum. Over 4,700 now have joined the community. We debate every single week. Live every Tuesday night is Super League Raw Weekly. We'd love your company. So like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on Game of the Week.